Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, congratulations to everybody that made it this far. It's not easy, guys. You guys have really tried. Well done. So this is the final part. If you are seeing this for the first time, the story of the woman that married a man that did not exist, go check the playlist in the description. The link to the playlist will be there for you to start. And you're ever lucky, you are seeing it now, so you just can sit and watch everything once. So let's continue, guys.
Part 104 of How I Married a Man That Didn't Exist. The final part. I was dreading this day, and I think maybe I took some time off the last few days because I didn't want to make it. I didn't want it to be over in a way. I don't know. It feels final. I know that so many people have come to me and said, we were here for the story, but we're staying for you. And that means a lot, and I appreciate that. But there is a sense of sadness that goes into finishing something that has taken me over a month to complete. All the work, all the staying up late, all of the editing, all of the crying, all of the raw emotions that brought me back to very many weird places over the last month. So, I haven't heard from Amber since. I haven't heard from Emily since. And I didn't expect to with the last message I sent Emily. And now that the divorce is moving forward, which, by the way, I was able to pay a lot more today, and by the end of the week I will be able to finish paying the rest of it. He emailed me Friday in a response to an email I had sent him that was very professional, very matter of fact. This is what's happening with the divorce. He sent me a last email on Friday that sent my ass out of this galaxy. I don't know why I'm surprised by anything he does anymore. And then he messaged me at some point yesterday. I didn't see it until after the live last night. Being who he is once again, but he did sign some paperwork, so I'm thankful for that. So it seems as if he is going to be cooperative with the rest of this process. So I'm hoping that within 30 days after the filing, because after filing it takes a period of time, within the next 30 days I'm hoping that this divorce will be finalized. His next court date is October the 1st, in just a few weeks. I am in great anticipation to see what happens with that. I don't think there's going to be any sentencing done that day. But that will be an update that I share with you guys as the process goes along. As the divorce process goes along, I will be keeping everyone updated on that as well, because we're throwing a fucking party once these papers are signed, sealed, and delivered. There's been a lot come up during the time of this series. Brittany has told me new information that I didn't know, and there has been a new person enter into our realm. There is another ex that we are now in communication with as of a few weeks ago. I have not shared a whole lot about that because she has her own story to tell, and I think she's going to, and we will hold space for her when she does. So I don't feel the need to go into a lot of detail there, but she is in a chat with us. She does exist, and she experienced some really, really horrible things. And getting more information from this other person was very difficult. There's a lot of things that were truly, truly hard to hear and hard to process. And there were some days where we would get new information and it would tear me apart. It would tear me apart all over again, because you think you know, until somebody else comes forward and they tell you the reality. They tell you what's real and what really happened. Like I said, none of us are unique. None of us are special. We never meant anything to him. We were never true girlfriends. I was never a true wife.
Exactly. This is it. No this and no peace. That man has never ventured into anything with any person with any true feelings. All of you are just pawn in his game, his sick game. And he has a prototype. He has the type he goes after. That's why he's using the same script for all of you, and it's working for the same it's working the same way for all of them. He doesn't even need to even scratch his head to think too much.
And to have your reality shaken like that, to realize that I put so much into a person, into a family, to be a copy and paste of so many stories before me, it's dehumanizing. I am gonna eventually do a little series, some mini parts about healing, about aftermath, about moving on, about the demons that are still under my bed at night with his name. PTSD is real, and there are days where it is significantly louder than others. I, as of now, don't have true contact with the girls, and I'm not going to go much into that either, but if they ever do show up, if they ever do seek me out, I will hold space for them. I will be here for them. I will look forward to the day when hopefully they come and find me again. There were so many painful parts of this story. I know you guys have seen me go through a lot of emotional process here in front of this camera. But when this camera's off, when you guys are waiting for the next parts, my life stays. My reality stays. Opening up these wounds, it's been a blessing in so many ways. I have received so much in abundance that I never could have imagined. So much community here on this app. And it has highlighted the need for me to continue seeking mental health help, the need for me to continue healing and not letting my trauma, my PTSD, and my experience take control of my life. Therapy is extremely important. I suggest therapy to anyone and everyone, even if you haven't gone through super traumatic things. Therapy is such a tool, and it has been the difference between saving me or not on many occasions. To go through this kind of trauma and not have the tools to deal with it afterwards is almost like a death sentence. And I refuse to let that be my story. Even though there were many days where I thought that it should be, where I thought that I deserved every bit of it, because I ignored so many things. And I felt like had I not been so stupid and so naive, I could have prevented all of this from happening. I wrestle with that a lot. But I am also learning to give myself the grace that I give everyone else. The grace that I give people who don't deserve it. I'm learning to love myself. I'm learning to love the sound of my feet. Walk away from things that I don't need to be around. And that's also difficult. Because in my life, in my mind, walking away has always meant being alone. And I hate that. I'm scared of that. I feel as if I set boundaries, if I say no, then I would no longer be useful. And we know how I feel about that. I made a video about that a few days ago.
And this is actually the problem. Oh, I'm so happy she's vulnerable enough to share this, because this is the root of this whole problem. If we are being honest, this is the root of it. This is why she's in this. And I pray that everybody watching this will learn to, put themselves first. Love yourself enough that you take yourself away from ugly situations that will not hurt, that will not damage your life.
If I'm not useful to someone else, if I cannot be of service, then I am of no worth. I'm learning to change the narrative that he wrote for me. I'm learning to, piece by piece, undo the abuse that he instilled in my mind and the reactions and the responses that my body just naturally give now. I can't be in a room with someone yelling. I look over my shoulder when I feel someone's watching. I jump when I hear something at my door. When I feel someone is abandoning me or pulling away, or it sends me into a spiral, and that's not healthy. I am finally trying to learn how to be here for myself above all else, so I can be there for the people who deserve my presence. I'm learning to see myself as the gift in people's lives and not a burden. To not underestimate myself and realize I'm a million wonderful things. I hope this series has been a light for those trapped in the dark and a warning to those before they enter a burning house. Thank you.
Thank you too for sharing. And yeah, she just said, I hope this is a warning to a lot of women. It is why I'm even taking my time to do this. There are a lot of darkness in this world. The earlier we realize it, the better for us, so that we are able to discern who we should allow into our life and the ones we should, let go. It will save us a lot. I don't even see what people in the comments. Oh, this is actually heartbreaking. Yeah, it was a great story, and even though still currently painful, the silver lining is now understanding that if you choose a man out of desperation, exactly, he will abuse it. Have standards, have boundaries, and don't ever sacrifice yourself for a man, because they most likely wouldn't do it for you. Oh, this one is a sprinkle somebody. But yeah, she made a lot of sense. Learn to love yourself. When you love yourself, guys, there are some situations that will never happen to you. I hope we've all learned from this woman's beautiful story, and I'm praying for her that she'll find her healing fast, because this is a recent story and she's still on the journey of healing. I pray she finds the healing she's seeking for and learn to set boundaries and love herself enough to choose herself always. See you guys in another new story. Take care of yourself. Bye.